Hello. Let's talk today about twin flame separation. And it doesn't even matter if you resonate with the phrase twin flame or not. I don't really care. My personal opinion is that everyone should be doing the work that twin flames are doing. So it's just a little harder and it makes no sense for twin flames. So more on that if you dig around the channel. All right. So welcome to Unification Inside. Thanks for swinging by. I'm a twin flame. I've been on this journey for almost 30 years. And so I've gone through so many layers, so many different types of union, so many different things with it. And honestly, I didn't even get the term twin flame to explain my experience until a few years ago. So, what I want to go through, because I've gone through many, many versions of separation, I'd like to really talk out what twin flame separation really is, and more importantly, how the heck to navigate it without going nuts. So, I've been there myself. I definitely felt crazy when it first all happened. I was young, so that was part of the problem. I didn't really have any skills yet. Just young. I was still a kid, basically. So, I've just gone through like so many layers of it with my twin over the years. And so, anyway, let's just jump right in. So, basically, what happens when you break up with this person is, okay, let me paint a little picture real quick. First is that a lot of twin flames, if you're wondering if you really are one or not, and again, you can just drop the label. I recommend everybody drop the label regardless of what you think. But basically, most of us who are twins, we didn't even really have a quote unquote real relationship. A lot of us didn't. Or we dated for a minute and then it broke up for whatever reason, usually something that sucked. For mine personally, it was that I found out he already had a girlfriend and I did not know that. So that triggered me and I ended it. And that can be different for everybody. But basically, a lot of that is not feeling validated, getting your heart broken, that kind of stuff. And I've found that that's true for most twins. They usually haven't been in a quote unquote traditional relationship before with that person. Obviously it's not for everybody. So take what fits. Then what happens is when that person breaks up with you and you realize what you lost, or the activations start happening, you're going to have a lot of weirdo stuff that goes on that's not explained by science, like bigger than telepathy. I can say that for sure. Chakras can come on alignment. All kinds of different things happen to twin flames. And again, even if you're a soulmate or a karmic or a catalyst or a false twin, I don't really care what labels you put on different things. A lot of those are just made up by humans. And we don't really know. We just like to categorize things. So anyway, don't worry about the label. But my point is, if it's a twin, there's going to be something bigger than just a heartbreak and a regular separation. And so what happens is you're going to feel struck down by the hand of God. You're just going to be like, wait, what happened? And why did this person just trigger my biggest childhood trauma? That's generally how you feel. I knew immediately that it was the worst possible thing that could have happened at that particular time in my life. That was separate from what happened and him and how he treated me or any of that. It wasn't a narcissist. There was none of that nonsense. My opinion is that the narcissist relationships are not twin flame relationships. That's just my opinion. Mine, he always treated me with kindness and grace, and he allowed me to have my feelings, and he held space for me, and we became pretty good friends until all the 5D stuff happened. But I knew that it threw me into a loop. It threw me into victim mentality. I tried to keep it to myself best I could. But most importantly, it just doubled down on the trauma I'd had from a high school relationship. And it felt like the rug had been pulled out from under my feet. So it was really tough at that time. Then what happens is you heal that, right? So I had to, the biggest battle that I had, and this gets back to twin flame separation. I'll tie it all into all the different types of separation I've had over the years. But, because again, I've been on this journey a lot longer than most people have, unfortunately. So what it did is I had to tackle my demons, right? So the first thing I did was, as soon as I realized that it triggered my victim mentality that I learned from my parent, then I started tackling that. So if you look at this card, this is why I pulled these cards out, because what I see as a twin flame journey and the separation specifically, the separation phase of twin flames, is that you are going about your own path and your own journey, and you have to fight all your own demons. You have to fight your past life karma. You have to fight your parental conditioning. You have to fight society conditioning. You have to fight, like, one thing I learned is that there's template. I'll talk about this in a different video, but one of the most helpful things that I've had the epiphany of all on my own, and you have this within you. You don't need me or any other guru to tell you how to navigate this journey. Just follow each little string that comes. But I want to give you a higher viewpoint of what twin flame separation is and how to survive it. So I pulled this card out because I really love this. I had to tackle some really, really crappy stuff that I learned from my mother. She was a great mother and all that, but, you know, she gave me a template of victim mentality. I had to overcome that demon. I also had to overcome overthinking, overanalyzing, from my dad's side, overly rational. So if you look really critically at your parents, even if you didn't have any, look at that one. Look at their templates and the templates that are in the patterns that you see within your whole family line. You can go back through your mom's side and your dad's side, and you can go and find all those family templates that get passed down. And if you're a twin flame or any other advanced soul, your purpose on this planet is to heal those. If you heal it for yourself and you battle that dragon, you're going to heal it for everyone in your family. Guaranteed. That's the point of separation. That's the point of twin flame separation. You're supposed to. So when people talk about looking within, what does that mean to look within? What does it mean to heal it? What does it mean to go into your healing? What does it mean to be a twin flame or an advanced soul connection? That's what it is. You look at all these things. I knew from a very early age that I was like, I do not like this. I have a great family. I get along really well with everyone in my family now, but I grew up was like, these people are bonkers. What am I doing here? I knew from a very early age that the conditioning from the religion that I grew up in was bonkers. Like very young, I thought that was stupid. So, you know, I'll do a video of like the 30 things that I've healed at least. By being a twin flame. But the two biggest ones were victim mentality from my mom and overanalyzing from my dad. Neither one of those have served me, and I had to get rid of them. All these other little dragons, those are all little other things. So let's see, I had to learn, I could go on for days, so I'll make that a different video. But think about it as past life karma, childhood trauma, ancestral templates, society conditioning that, you know, you marry somebody, you meet somebody when you're 20 and you marry them and you stay together forever. Well, that's a bunch of BS. Look at the divorce rate. That rarely happens anymore. And, you know, my parents are lucky to be one of those people, but I can tell you that they definitely don't have a twin flame relationship. Okay, so dump that. You got to get rid of that Disney romance princess story that we've all been force-fed for the last 20 years. There's all these different things. And the real thing with separation is your twin is doing the same thing. That's what mirroring really is. So imagine, you know, you see this in movies all the time with like a fight scene. And you've got two people on a team like the Avengers or whatever, and they go back to back and they fight the people in front of them or the dragons or the enemy or the monster or whatever. That's what you're doing. Your twin and you are, imagine this in reverse, this card. You're over here battling your demons. They're over there battling their demons. That's the whole point of separation. And you can't get together. It's just too much. It's too much to do it together. You have to do it separate. Otherwise, I mean, there are twins that do it together, and geez, what crazy relationships they have. And I honestly think it's harder because everything that they do triggers you. So you're putting it on them. You're blaming them, but it's not them. It's ancestral trauma. It's family trauma. It's conditioning. It's It's all the things. So this is what you got to do with separation. This is how to go within. Just start looking curiosity wise, like learn how scientists go about things, right? Learn about the hypothesis and those kinds of theories, like learn how they tackle that. You zoom way out and look at it with curiosity, like, what is this? What is this that's doing it? And so anytime they trigger you or anyone in the world triggers you, I mean, come on, like part of the reason everyone and their brother thinks they're a twin flame right now is because every relationship triggers you. Everyone you don't like mirrors you. That's just the way the world is, right? So like for me, I had to get over my disdain for nah, disdain's a really harsh word, but like my dad's side of the family, I've never been real close to them. I feel like they're all like totally different from me. They're great people, but they're just not my people, even though I come from them. My mom's side, I mean, I didn't even know anything about them, and I met them and I was like, oh, these are my people. So some of it is just like healing my relationships with that side of the family and integrating that part of me that they have. What drives me nuts about my dad's family is that they all have stuff that I don't like about myself. They double down on it. And again, that's why I talk about family templates, because that to me is a family template. We are all the same in certain ways, and it's really annoying. So think about it that way. Like the heartbreak triggers you can think about it as a spiritual awakening, but I didn't have that right away. I had so much rational, analytical nonsense from my dad's side that I did not allow in the possibility of something bigger. And I grew up on my mom's side. I guess my dad's side too, Catholic. And so I just rejected religion altogether. So when I was struck down, that's why I went into victim mentality, because I didn't see the hand of God strike me down. I just thought, my life sucks and I just can't win and blah, 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 and all those loops that we go through. So it wasn't until I healed it and got over the Catholic guilt, got over all the Catholic conditioning, which I never really bought into anyway, but I just really released it like fully. And then I got over the rational side. I didn't have my actual spiritual awakening until a few years ago. So I had to get through so much stuff. And, everyone has their own path. Everyone's on their own journey. But I just want to give you like an overview of what you're supposed to be doing during separation. Instead of worrying, you see how there's no pictures of my twin flame here? You're not supposed to worry about that person. They are just a catalyst for your growth. They do show up. I can tell you, I've been on this journey almost 30 years. My twin flame shows up every couple years. And guess what? I'm showing up in his life every couple of years too. That's the way it works. It's not just victim. The old victim me would have been like, oh man, why is he still in my life? Oh, I can't move on, blah, 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 loop, loop, loop. Get over those loops and realize your twin flame is also battling their demons, whether you can see it or not. And it's none of your business. What's cool is when you tackle your demons and you tackle your shadows and you go into inner work and do all the karma healing and past life stuff and blah, 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 you're automatically doing that for them too. Really think about that. Everything you clear up, you're doing it not only for you in this particular life, you're also doing it for your twin flame. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for future ancestors. You can literally intend or visualize it going back and healing your grandparents and beyond. Think about what countries are you from? You can actually just say like, oh, all these wars, let's just transmute all of that energy. That's how powerful we are as twins. So, but what it is a personal journey in order to get there. So what you want to get to is a place of peace. The whole point of going through all this struggle is it forces us. Normal people do not have to do this. I really wish people did, because I'm tired of being a twin flame. I hate it. So I wish everyone did this. If every married person actually did this work before they got married, we wouldn't have the divorce rate we do. So we are forced and squeezed by this connection we can't let go of this person that walked away, or we walked away, whatever, I don't care. Runner chaser needs to go away. I hate that phrase. Those phrases it's too limiting. But the whole point is we have to go and clean all these dragons out of our field and come to peace. We need to come into peace with our inner child, our inner lover, our inner mother, our inner spiritual guide, our higher self. We have to integrate all of that after we've cleaned up all this baggage, after we've gotten rid of hating God. We actually have to come back to God. I never believed in God, not a day in my life, but now I see it. Now I understand so much more. And now I talk to my higher self every single day, and I've healed. And what's great about it is you're going to go through, this is the point of twin flame separation. This is the real deal with like the runner chaser. The more you dig into this part of it and get rid of labels of, are they the runner? Are they the chaser? I'm the runner, I'm the chaser. Get rid of all that garbage, because it keeps you focused on them. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Every single day I miss my twin, and this has been 30 years. He's got his life. I've got my life. We're friends on paper. We've gone through many, many layers of union. We're good, but I mean, I miss him. That's because he's my twin flame and he's always in my mind. But what's really, really cool about this journey is not only are you cleaning up all this baggage, all this stuff, not just for you and your life. I'm a big believer in past lives and reincarnation. And I'm here to tell you, it's bigger than you human in this limited amount of years on this planet. You're tied into your ancestry on all the sides of your family. And we all have soul family too. So everything you do to transmute all these demons and all these battles you're fighting, poverty, lack mentality, imposter syndrome, whatever it is, bullying, addiction. I mean, whatever your personal demons are, dig deeper because they're there. And if you transmute them for you, you can transmute them for your entire soul group. So I look at, and I'll do a different video about this, so dig around the channel, but I look at it as like you come in, you're incarnated in the womb with your mother, and you pick up the DNA from your mother and your father, regardless of whether they raised you or not, and you pick up all that DNA and all that ancestral trauma. And then you also are a soul that's incarnated into this human form. So your soul also has the same a similar genealogy. You have aunts, uncles, cousins of your soul group. So your twin flame is basically your closest soul relative. They're like an identical twin, basically. If you think about it, like if you use it as genealogy. So what's cool about the journey is once you've transmuted all this and you've become good within yourself, and you've integrated all of these parts of yourself, and you're like, you know what? Yes, this is who I am, and you own it. What's awesome is you also connect with your heart. I've physically opened my heart chakra. That'll be a different video because that was bonkers, and I didn't know anything about chakras at the time. So you end up following your own inner guidance because you've already dealt with all this. You've already gotten over the Disney princess movie. You've gotten over all your childhood trauma. You've gotten over anything holding you back, and you know the truth. You don't need anyone to tell you if this is your twin flame or not. You don't need anyone to tell you what career to have. You know in your heart what's true for you because you are a whole human being. You've risen up and become a strong person all by yourself. And people notice. They're not always going to like it, and they might try to tear you down, but they notice. They notice a change in you. They notice a shift in you. And all the things that they used to try to do to hold you back, they don't work anymore. You're invincible. So this journey is so much bigger than you, and it's so much cooler than anybody is talking about. I feel like I've lost 900 pounds. And look at this. I feel like this. I feel like I'm the most magnetic, beautiful, rainbow sunshine person on the whole freaking planet. And on paper, if you look at society, I'm not that, like that's fine. But inside, I feel this. I feel all this because I went through all of this garbage. I feel like I'm $1 million. And what's cool about it is the quicker you work on your own trauma, your own healing, your own stuff, stop stalking your person on Instagram because you know it's just triggering you. All that stuff has to go, right? You don't have to block them. I personally, and maybe I'll just do that as a different video of how I've handled it, but what happens is you become so bright that they can't look away. They see it. They notice it when you align yourself. They notice it when you are following your heart and your passion. And that's what they want. You want them to be happy, and they want you to be happy. And it's not until you do a huge glow up and you become you. And you're not doing it to shove it in their face. All that has to go. That's all ego. All that has to go. When you're true to yourself and who you are, then this naturally happens, and they cannot resist you. But you have to go through your battles first. You can't ignore this step, or you're going to have so much more chaos. And like me, it's going to take longer. Well, I don't even want to say it that way because it took a long time for me because there wasn't the internet. There wasn't twin flames. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. I resisted spirituality for a really long time. But I was doing the work. I look back at all the things I did without knowing the journey. You're so lucky. You found this video and you get the term and you know what your job is. That's amazing. All the videos on my channel are talking to my past me. And I wish I had this information. Gosh, I wish I had this information. But, it came to me when I needed it. So Here we go. Just imagine your twin is doing the same thing you're doing. You just don't know, and you're not in it, and you can't see it, and it's none of your friggin' business anyway. Not until you get into more union. But you'll notice it when you get together again. There's different union stages that I've gone through where in separation little test drives that the universe has put us in. And it's been amazing to see the difference and how the energy, the more of these demons you battle, the easier it is to like glow up with this person and have easier time with them. I'll just get into that in a different video. This one, I just really wanted to show you the point of a twin flame separation and how to survive it. But more importantly, what is inner work? What is healing? How do you go about it? How do you heal all these things? This is how you do it. You got to let the idea of the happily ever after fairy tale go. It may happen, but like me, it's 30 years going on. So can you imagine my life if I sat around every day waiting for that? Oh my geez, no. You got to let that go and deal with the heartbreak. Let it in. Cry, kick, scream, all of it. Curse yourself, curse him, and then let that go too. You got to get over cursing God, get over cursing your twin, get over cursing yourself. That's how I opened my heart chakra, was when I finally forgave myself and for my twin for our failures back in the day. Because we were just young. That was a lot of it. We were just really, really young. And no one was talking about this kind of stuff back then. So just you got to deal with your demons and imagine a mirror image of this card where they have their own fight and you have your own fight. And what's really cool about the integration stage, I'll just add this to give you some hope so it doesn't feel so heavy. What's really cool is when you realize these aren't your enemies. These are what make you stronger. These are who make you who you are. So you can actually turn around, instead of fighting all these demons, you can make friends with all these demons. You can make friends with all these things. Look at it with curiosity. Look at it with, just like, I wonder where this comes from. I wonder why I feel this way. And maybe it's in my family. Maybe I can heal that relationship with my sister, whatever it is. But integrate it and realize that these are fighting you because you're fighting them. That was a realization I had with my dad's side of the family and my dad too. Like once I stopped fighting them and fighting that part of me that I didn't like, and once I like accepted that it was there no matter what, that's when these became friends of mine and I knew how to use them. You can put these guys to work for you when you get there. So anyway, I just wanted to give you the visual of like you're fighting your demons, they're fighting their demons. It's going to take as long as it takes, but the more you focus on them and what they're doing and stalking them on Instagram and being in chat rooms wondering if they're even your twin flame or worried about whether they're dating somebody or getting married or whatever. None of that's your business. Honestly, it really is not. Your business is to find your demons, fight them, or make friends with them. That's your business. That's the business of twin flame separation. And the quicker you do it and the less you resist it, the quicker it'll go. You got to integrate all of your shadows. All right? And what happens, like I said, is that then you get closer to who you are and what you'll follow your heart more and more fully. You become a very strong, independent person that doesn't need all this external validation. You don't need anyone to validate that this is your journey. You know in your heart. And then what happens is you lose all this heaviness and you come out amazing on the other side. Okay? All right. So anyway, I hope that helps give you a perspective of what twin flame separation is, how to navigate it quicker and easier. And if this resonated with you or you got an epiphany out of this, I would love a comment below in the down below, because that helps other people find this video. Obviously, like, sharing, and subscribing, even though I know a lot of us like to keep this part of our life private. That's why comments are really helpful for me. And I will just see you in the next one. Feel free to dig around my playlist for twin flames and enlightenment, because that helps you figure out how to navigate the journey easier. The playlist about enlightenment is mostly things that I've found, resources for me that have really helped me break through this twin flame separation and this journey to come into fuller and fuller union, not only with myself, but also my twin. So feel free to dig around that playlist and then, follow the seed within. It's all meant, you follow your own gut on what fits and where to go next. Don't leave it up to me or anyone else to tell you what to do. Follow your own gut. Follow your own guidance. Okay, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.